Hey friends, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I am the TheTranspondster, and today I'm hanging out in Create-A-Sim. We are making a French family, just a small one here. It's going to be an elderly couple and their young adult daughter that live in Windenburg, because I've got one of the neighborhoods kind of inspired by the French countryside. They're going to own a bakery there. So very, humble people just living in their small little cottage type home and running a bakery out of a building on the side. Now, just for a little backstory on this family, I like the idea that Gabriel here and his wife, who we'll see next, Heloise, started this bakery up when they were just getting their lives really up and running, right when they were having their daughter, Maurice. But yeah, it just ended up being a nice, cute little bakery. They have a little cabin at the back of their property as well that their daughter Maurice has kind of moved out into, just because they actually live in a one-bedroom home. So it would have been a little tight when Maurice was growing up, but like I said, this is a pretty humble family. They didn't need a lot of stuff. They just kind of needed each other and the slow paced life that they were living in their little bakery in Windenburg. So they do all sorts of delicious treats and breads, but their daughter Maurice is slowly filling their shoes as they get a little older, and it starts to be a lot of work for them to be on their feet for the entire day and in a hot kitchen, waking up super early, all the stuff bakers do. So, as they kind of take a step back and do a little bit more of the easy work of running a business, their daughter does the hefty part of it. I guess the grueling labor, you could say. But yeah, so basically the mother just kind of cleans and serves customers, and at this point I think Gabriel is mostly hands off. He's living his best life, just admiring the family that he's created, reading books outside, maybe in their little back garden that kind of connects all the houses. It's super cute. I highly recommend you check out my build video as well when that comes out. Not sure if it'll be out already. I kind of record the family and build all in one go, and then the order of which I release changes up. So if it's not already out, it's probably going to be the next video. So if you're not already subscribed, now would be a fantastic time to do so. And make sure you turn on the bell for the notifications, because then you'll know when that video comes out. Anywho, a shameless self plug there in the middle. This is Heloise, the wife. If you're wondering why I make them as adults, it's so that I can really flesh out those facial features and get a good vibe for how I want them to look, because the aging of the Sims does change things a little bit. I just find it easier to do it this way. I also do the same things when I'm doing genetics for children. I always kind of look at the teen or young adult child version, and then I find one of those that I like, and if I'm making an infant, I then age it down so that by the time it grows up to a young adult, it's gonna look how I want it to. So sorry for calling the child an it, but we don't know the gender, so I guess I could have said them or they, but my bad. This baby I'm referring to was an it, so that is how it is sometimes. Sometimes I call my son it, and just by accident, like once in a blue moon, and someone always catches it. It just slips sometimes, you know? I don't think he's an it, but it happens. Oops. Flipping back to Heloise here, she's very much like her husband, very humble, just wants the best for her family, and has really enjoyed building a community through the bakery. Honestly, she's gotten to know all the neighbors know her. They come by sometimes just to say hi, even though they don't need any fresh baked goods. It's just been a while, and Heloise still pours a lot of her time into the business that she's really built up. Not into this big thing, but just, you know, like I said, community. It's something that everyone knows and loves, and it would be really missed if the daughter wouldn't take it on. So luckily, they had a daughter that was willing to do so, and they even have a separate, you know, room separate from their house that they can have her stay in and have her own privacy. It actually has its own little kitchen, and then it connects to the washroom that the customers would use. So it does have a shower because I had that in mind. Obviously, I wouldn't usually put a shower in a customer washroom, but you know, I made it work for this family. It is a little bit of an odd lot, but I really loved how it turned out. I feel like if I played more gameplay and didn't like building so much, I would actually, you know, play in this house often, but I kind of like building too much, so I build a house every time I start a new gameplay. So, that's just me. Even like when my Sims kids move out, I build them all houses. They can't just buy one I have already built. That's insanity. All right, so moving on, we're going to be doing their genetics and picking their daughter out. I flipped through not too many actually before I decided that I liked this one. I do believe I mentioned at the beginning of this episode that they are a French family, and I noticed particularly in this sim here, Maurice will be her name, that she just looks unique in a really good way. Like, she's a stunning sim, doesn't have a whole lot of makeup on when we finish her up. But yeah, I'm really proud of myself for just practicing more with Create a Sim and getting this facial adjustment down packed to where all my Sims actually do look different. And to be honest, my best tip of like advice for this would be to just Google people's faces and find ones that you want to make and make them, because that is the best practice to get used to this. That's what I've done. And when I say I'm making a French family, I look up like the average facial features in France for a male or female person, and then like I filter through those faces and pick one and do my best. So hopefully my best is good enough. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm really happy with this family. I don't know why I love this family so much. I just feel like I connect to them a little more. Maybe it's because they're just these low-key, easygoing people, and it's kind of what I aspire to be a little bit. I am not low-key, and I am not that easygoing. So, goals, maybe. I don't know. Anywho, I'm gonna start to do my little wrap-up spiel, because I know now that we're into the turn-ons and offs of my last sim, it's gonna hit me fast. Even though they have a little pup here, Bo, he's so cute. I love him. But yes, here we are in those flip through of outfits. So don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. I hope you really enjoyed watching along with me as I created this family. And most importantly, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys.